Hello and welcome to another video by me. Apologies for the lack of updates since the I think it was a picture video, wasn't it, went up about the progress on the Mosquito. I'll show you that in a minute. I'll make this a joint update, just with a bit of news. I'll try and keep it brief, but just with a bit of news, what's going on, and some modelling updates. First things first, I'd like to just explain, take a quick minute to just explain why I haven't been around so much, other than that quick picture video the other week. I'm not going to go into it too much because, I don't need to, bring the tone of the video down or anything. But I think it's just important for those who have subscribed and expecting to see some videos, and just maybe why there has been a little lack, although I have gained some new subscribers recently. So if you're one of those new subscribers, thank you very much for subscribing, and I do hope that you enjoy the videos I've already have up and continue to watch ones that I put up in the future. So now, for those of you who are in the UK, you may well have heard last weekend, so not the weekend just passed, but the weekend before, so a week and a bit ago now, the news of the tragic incident up in Glencoe in the Scottish Highlands about the 4 walkers / climbers who were unfortunately killed in an avalanche. Now, one of those walkers, Chris Bell, was a good friend of mine. He was a fellow PhD student at SAMS up here on the west coast of Scotland. So not only did I know him through work, through what I do every day, but also he was genuinely a good friend alongside that, not just a colleague. We shared a keen interest in both in mountain biking. He was a lot better than I was, so needless to say, the last week's been pretty difficult with coming to terms with such sudden loss of such a talented and inspirational person. So as I said, I'm not going to go into it because it's not the place for it. But that's just partly the reason why. Unfortunately, yesterday at work we also gained news that another staff member was tragically killed at the weekend in a freak accident as well. So he was also from the same department as Chris. So the physics department at work are not having a great time of it at the moment. So needless to say, I did manage to have. So moving on from that, I have done some modelling recently. Since that update, I haven't really done very much to the Mosquito, unfortunately. I kind of stalled out a little bit with it. So as you can see, there's still a pile of bits here. So the interiors are done on here, but I need to paint the same colour on the interior of the other side of the engine nacelles. Once that's done and the undercarriage is painted, I can get these halves of the engine put on, get the props which are made up onto their spinners, get them installed, the wheels, the various antenna, all the other gubbins that go on it, and we'll make that a complete model. I can then move on to painting. In the meantime, I finished building my Submarine Seafire, Mark 17 version. So it's the one. It's got the Griffin engine and things, and the low cut back. But it's got the single prop rather than the double prop of the F47 Mark. I got this kit off the back almost of Coladiso Lewis's inbox review of it. It looked a cracking kit. It's a great price for the kit. It's 1/48 scale, so it's a nice big plate, big enough. And I just kind of had to have it. It's a bit different to your normal Spitfire. It's line-wise, it looks like a Spitfire. Colour-wise, it doesn't. You've got your arrestor hook. You've got your folding wings and stuff. It just looks cool. Yeah, quite like fallen in love with these planes. They're really cool. So I decided there's something different to do with the wings folded. In hindsight, maybe should have left the fuselage and wing assembly separate for painting, but I seem to have managed not too bad. So at the moment it's built up. I've got the rockets on the wings just for something a bit different, otherwise they're pretty plain. You could put drop tanks on there, but I thought I'll stick stick some rockets on there, a bit different. And actually I have seen a picture of a Corsair with wings folded on an aircraft carrier with ordnance on the wings while they were folded, so it is something that happened. I was a bit unsure about whether this was actually ever a situation that would occur with wings folded and ordnance mounted on the wings, but apparently it did, so that's fine. So yeah, it built up really well. There was no fit issues. There's no major gaps. I mean, I did use a bit of filler here in there. Well, I used liquid green stuff actually. This stuff, so it's kind of it's quite good actually for just small gaps. It sands smooth. It's quick. You can apply it with the paintbrush. It's water soluble. Just wash your brush out. So as you can see, there's no major gaps anywhere or anything. Use the airbrush to do the bottom. So the top is a dark grey, the bottom is this kind of light. Apparently there used to be a colour called Sky, now it's this Humbrol 90 I use, and it was actually mixed with a little bit of satin varnish. So that needs, the panel lines haven't been, I tried pre-shading on this one actually as well. It looks really horrible, but I'm not entirely convinced that it really worked either, because I think, although these panels are still quite dark, so actually I might not even need to bother putting a wash on the light bits. The dark bits I will do just to bring those panels back out. But again, as you can see, they're relatively well defined purely on the basis that they're quite deep. So we'll see. So yeah, that's how that stands at the moment. Cockpit is painted, it's just masked off still. It's going to be fun putting the decals on these folded wings, I can tell you. Prop tips still need painted and a bit of neatening up around the spinner. I had to paint it by hand because I couldn't be bothered masking that off, it was a bit of a pain. So I might just stick another thin coat on there just to do that. You know, I did the rudder in a slightly turned position with the elevators down. I thought when the plane's sitting, most likely the control column is going to be pushed forward out of the way, so it would make sense to have the elevators down. Is that right? Down. You would go forward. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Because you pull it back to go up, we should pull the elevator up. Anyway, yeah, just as a little bit of extra visual difference. Obviously, with the folded wings, I didn't put the flaps extended. I guess the wings can't fold with the flaps extended. Maybe they can. I don't know. Nice touch is that so you do get the options to have extended flaps, and also the ailerons are separate, which is quite cool. Now, obviously, it would be pointless having the wings folded with the ailerons moved. But if you, for example, wanted to do it in a flying position on a stand at an angle, you could move the ailerons so it looks like it's actually in flight, which is quite cool. As I said, nice kit, nicely detailed, and so the next stage is just to neaten up some areas of the paint first. Some bits I had to go and touch up with a brush so the paint looks slightly different. Then I'll stick a coat of varnish over it. I'll get some pin washing down on some of the panel lines, some exhaust stains, things like that, and then get it decolored up and call it done. So that's that. It's got nice weighted wheels as well. That's a really good tire. I like that. I mean, they look really flat there actually, but it looks really good. And you get the option as well, so you get unweighted ones if you want it in flight on a stand, but with the wheels out, as if it's coming into land or something. Excuse me a minute. Excuse the washing. And just a quick look, this is how the Mozzie is just now. Still a bit bare. I ran out of primer, that was part of the problem. And yes, my wheelbase are still grey primered, so they need painted up. But I will get onto that. In other news, very quickly, so do excuse me while I go wandering through the house. But I have another kit I bought. So, this is what I bought. The 1/72nd new tool Airfix Harrier GR7/GR9. Iconic British plane, bloody brilliant. So, it's quite a big box for a 1/72nd plane. So, it's going to build up into a bigger plane than my 1/72nd 1/72nd Mustang and Spitfire that you've seen previously, so that'll be quite good. So when this is finished, and that is finished, that'll be what's on next. Although technically I should also finish the Lynx, which is sitting up there, half painted. but that's for another day. That's the local newspaper. Yeah, it's gone over 10 minutes, so I'm going to just start to waffle now. So I hope you like this little update of the Seafire. I hope you like the progress of that so far. I'm enjoying painting that one actually, although masking is a pain. Hopefully I'll get some progress on the Mosquito soon, but chances are I'll probably end up working on that until it's finished first, and then I'll move back to the Mozzie. So I'll get an update as and when either there's some worthwhile progress on that or the Mozzie. Might not be for a few days, as unfortunately I have the funeral of my friend to attend on Thursday, but it's down in England where it'll be, because that's where he was from originally, so we'll be travelling down the Wednesday evening and away all day Thursday. So, but thank you for your patience and the time. If people have been waiting for videos, I don't know if they have, maybe they don't care. Thank you to all my new subscribers. That's me up to 80 now, I think. So thanks very much to you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. And sorry for rambling. It's what I do. It's a bit like Colin Denson, he does that a lot as well. I'm a bit like that, very impromptu. As you can see, you're currently staring at a newspaper. But I'm going to stop talking now. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.